Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva bandhanam Mrityamukshiyamamrita Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva bandhanan Mrityamukshiyamamrita I am yours, you are mine. We'll be just fine. I am yours, you are mine. Love, it spans the sands of time. I am yours, you are mine. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Mrityamukshiyamamrita Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva bandhanan Mrityamukshiyamamrita Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva bandhanan Mrityamukshiyamamrita I am yours, you are mine. I am yours, you are mine. Love, it spans the sands of time. I am yours, you are mine. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva bandhanan Mrityamukshiyamamrita Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva bandhanan Mrityamukshiyamamrita O Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva bandhanan Mrityamukshiyamamrita Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivaranam Urvarukamiva bandhanan Mrityamukshiyamamrita I am yours, you are mine. I am yours, you are mine. Love, it spans the sands of time. I am yours, you are mine. Om Shuri Data Ganga. Namo Namo Om Shuri Data Ganga Mata. Namo Namo Om Shuri Data Ganga Mata. Namo Namo Shuri Data Ganga Mata. Namo Namo. I stand in your water and you flow. I'm letting go. Stand in your waters and you flow. I'm letting go. Om Shuri Tata Ganga Mata. Namo Namo. Om Shuri Tata Ganga Mata. Namo Namo. I'm healed in your waters and you flow. I'm letting go. I'm healed in your waters and you flow. I'm letting go. Om Shuri Tata Ganga Mata. Namo Namo. Om Shuri Tata Ganga Mata. Namo Namo. I stand in your waters and you flow. I'm letting go. I stand in your waters and you flow. I'm letting go. Om Shuri Tata Ganga Mata. Namo Namo. Om Shuri Tata Ganga Mata. Namo Namo. Om Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Namo Namo. Om Jai Ma Ganga. Namo Namo. Om Jai Ma Ganga. Namo Namo. I stand in your waters and you flow. I'm letting go. I stand in your waters and you flow. I'm letting go. Om Shuri Tata Ganga Mata. Namo Namo. Om Shuri Tata Ganga Mata. Namo Namo. I'm healed in your waters and you flow. I'm letting go. I'm healed in your waters and you flow. I'm letting go. Om Shuri Tata Ganga Mata. Namo Namo. 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 I stand in your waters and you flow. I'm letting go. I stand in your waters and you flow. I'm letting go. Om Shuri Tata Ganga Mata. Namo Namo. Om Shuri Tata Ganga Mata. Namo Namo. Om Shuri Tata Ganga Mata. Namo Namo. I'm healed by your waters and you flow. I'm letting go. I'm healed held by your waters and you flow. I'm letting go. Shuri Tata Ganga Mata Namo Namo. Shuri Tata Ganga Mata Namo Namo.
Healthily, safe, that you are thriving in it. And the way to do that, the way to survive, we know, is how to take care of ourselves health-wise, how to stay home, how to maintain our distance, how to stay safe. But how to thrive in this? Well, that's a completely different situation. Doesn't matter how many times you wash your hands or how many feet you stand away from someone. It's not going to make you thrive. First, we survive. But then once we've gotten that, then we need to ask ourselves, how do we thrive? How do we take this lockdown, this pandemic, this crisis, and utilize it? If we had a magic wand to make it go away, we would do that. But since we don't, since it is the current situation for whether it's weeks, whether it's months, whether it's years, however long it is, how do we thrive in it? Because a spiritual life is not just about only thriving when everything is perfect. It's about how to connect with an eternal state of perfection within ourselves, even when things outside are chaos, pandemic. And so one of the ways we thrive is through satsang, through coming together in truth. Because for most of us, the days are filled in staying safe, surviving, taking care of necessities, whether it's about making money, whether it's taking care of the family, whether it's sanitizing groceries, whatever it may be, whether it's working from home, whether it's looking for work. But we spend most of our time figuring out how to survive. We've got to make sure that we allocate some time to thriving. And that's our spiritual practice. So make sure you're meditating. Make sure you're doing yoga. Make sure you're praying in whatever way feels right to you, but connecting with that divine. And satsang, where we gather together in this beautiful experience together, diving into truth. So we begin with our first question. How do we keep the heart open without feeling the pain that arises when we witness suffering? How do we keep the heart open without feeling pain that arises when we witness suffering? So first of all, the highest goal in life, the highest, deepest spiritual marker, experience, is not about how pain-free can I live when people around me are suffering. It's how pain-free am I on the inside? The pain that spirituality frees us of is that internal ego, grudges, anger, unfulfilled expectations, jealousies, all of that nonsense that causes suffering. Our attachment to our histories, things that happened that we wish hadn't happened, things that didn't happen that we wish did happen, things in our current life that we wish were happening differently. That's the pain that spirituality frees us from. But it doesn't disconnect us from the world around us. And actually, one of the beautiful, beautiful marks of deep spirituality is that experience of the pain of others as your own. And so whether it's experiencing the pain of those who are hungry and homeless, experiencing the pain of children who are orphans or women dying in childbirth, trees being cut down, rivers being polluted, our sisters and daughters and mothers being raped, the air being polluted, children dying of that air pollution. Spirituality is not that which cuts us off from experiencing the suffering that causes. Spirituality actually opens us to that because it makes us know that's not separate from me. When I don't live a spiritual life, I feel like, well, that is someone else's problem, not my problem. Starving kids in Africa, not my problem. Rainforests being cut down, not my problem. 1 billion people sleeping hungry, not my problem. Billions of people without access to clean water, not my problem. As long as I can turn on my tap and something flows, not my problem. That's not the spiritual response to life. That's not the way to tell a spiritual being. The spiritual being is the one who understands every tree that is being cut down is me. The waters that are being polluted are me. Those who are drinking the polluted water and suffering are me. We're all one. So experiencing that suffering of others in the world is actually a very, very beautiful experience, because it makes us know we are connected to the world. We are one. However, that suffering is not just about my life now, should be only rooted in the suffering that others are experiencing. Because in our oneness, what we realize is, I'm one with those who are suffering, but I'm also one with those who are celebrating. And just as the hungry child is me, just as that woman who has been assaulted is me, just as the tree that is being cut down is me, so is the newborn, beautiful, healthy, giggling baby me. So is the family looking into that baby's eyes me. So is the river that is flowing clean and clear. So when we open our hearts to the world, we don't open only to the suffering, because that's not a full opening. When we really open our hearts, yes, there is death, and there is pain, and there is destruction, and there is greed, and there is beauty, and there is birth, and there is love, and there is compassion, and there is care. And even more than the people who are harming others are those who are helping and serving others. And even more than those who are being raped and killed and harmed by others are those who are being cuddled and loved and held and cared for and served by others. And so, yeah, the tree being cut down is me, but the flower opening its petals so lovingly to the morning sunshine is also me. So keep your heart open, not expecting that you're going to somehow be disconnected from the reality of the world. But realize that that reality is not only suffering, that reality is great joy, great love, great connection and oneness. Feel that. Feel not just the pain of others, but feel the joy of others. Not just their loss, but their celebration. Feel it all. And lastly, what we realize is, on one level, there is suffering, there is pain, there is joy, there is celebration. That's on one level. And a whole other level, there just is awareness. And so you realize on one level, that is me. Realize that on a whole other level, on the deepest level, you are consciousness. So you're neither the sufferer nor the celebrator. You're neither the one who is being born nor the one who is dying, nor the one who is being harmed or the one who is being helped. Neither the one who has everything or the one who has nothing. You are the field of consciousness in which that all exists. You are the awareness. You are the witness. You are the consciousness, and you are the one who is conscious. You are the awareness and the one who is aware. the one who is awake. So anchor yourself in that as well. When we really open our hearts, we don't open it just to one level of existence, not just to the level of suffering and pain, or even joy and pleasure, but we open it to the deepest level of pure consciousness, pure experience, awareness, spirit, soul, divinity, whatever word we use, that's also you. And when the suffering that you open to feels so much, re-anchor yourself. Anchor yourself in that place of consciousness. But don't forget the level of the suffering, because that's the work we have to do, and that level is also real. It's why we've been given a human incarnation. It's not just to pretend that it doesn't exist, but to be able to live in that state of awareness in which we are consciousness, we are awareness, and we are open and connected to the suffering in the world, which is also real. And therefore we serve and we act for it. And we do whatever we can to help heal it. And we are aware that all is perfect and all is God. And we use every minute and every moment to work, to end hunger, to end pain, to end deforestation, to end crimes against women, crimes against humanity, crimes against nature. And we anchor ourselves in the perfection of the divine universe. And we get up and serve. And that place where we're not bouncing from one to the other, we're not a pendulum swinging, but we are expansiveness. That's the place of a fully open heart.
For our next question, what is the number one solution for healing the world?
The number one solution for healing the world: courage and connection. Connection and courage. The problems faced by the world, in the world, stem from really one cause. And that cause is what we call the myth of separation. So I feel separate from God, separate from people around me, separate from myself. Therefore, causes depression, causes anxiety. One of the ways of dealing with that depression, dealing with alcoholism, drug abuse. Another way, violence, crime. Because separation then, of course, makes me feel like I don't have enough. So it leads to greed, it leads to anger, it leads to lust. It leads to conflict in our families. It leads to the problems that we face in our communities, whether small communities or large communities. I feel separate from people of different races, different religions, different colors, different sexual orientations, different socioeconomic statuses. There's always an us and a them, an other. And in that separateness, we wreak havoc and harm on the other, whether just through discrimination and discriminatory practices or through absolute vicious violence and everything in between, because they are other. We have wars between nations. Again, they are other. What do we fight over? We fight over land. We fight over religion. We fight over power. We fight over money. But I'm only fighting the other. I'm only fighting them because in my mind they are separate from me. They are different. They are other. That land should be mine, ours. That power, that resource should be mine, should be ours. We are right, you are wrong. Us, them. Causes what's happening to our environment. We feel separate from the trees, from the air, from the soil, from the water. So they become commodities for us to use and abuse and discard. We feel separate from future generations. The unborn children, which enables us to squander and defile the world they are going to be born into. So that myth of separation underscores everything that is ailing us today, from the most deeply personal, individual, to the national and international, to the planetary. So the awareness of oneness, connection, is the solution to that. When I know that I am one with all, then A, I don't feel alone, connected to God, connected to myself, connected to Mother Nature, connected to the trees growing in my backyard or the park down the street. I'm connected, I'm not alone. Whether there's another human being in my house, in my room, in my bed or not is irrelevant. I'm connected to the universe. Fills me, means I don't have to go out and eat or buy or shop my way to feel full, drink or use to feel full. I don't need to buy more and more and more from factories that are spewing waste into the air, into the soil, into the water to feel full. I'm already full. So connection and courage. Because courage is that makes us know that yes, we can make a difference. We do make a difference. We are making a difference. And that runs both ways. The ripple impact of my existence can either be one that is helping or one that is harming. But it takes courage to realize I actually have an impact. I can have an impact. I am having an impact. I am powerful. Because a lot of us are groomed to feel powerless, to feel small, to feel insignificant and helpless. It takes courage to overcome that and to realize, hey, wait, these choices I'm making, not necessarily the best ones for myself or the planet, and there is an alternative. There's an alternative to anger. There's an alternative to grudges. There's an alternative to addictions. There's an alternative to misery and to crime and to violence. There's an alternative to shopping therapy. But it takes courage to step out of a box that we've all been stuck into. and to really say, hey, wait. Have I too drunk the metaphoric Kool-Aid to believe that literally this is my highest calling, to just get up every day and go somewhere and punch a time clock and come home and sit in front of a TV and drink away my sorrows? Never to actually feel deep love, deep meaning, deep purpose, deep connection? Takes courage. And so when we speak about healing the world or fixing the world, well, remember that world begins with us. So first of all, I have to have the connection and courage within me. The courage to rise. To really rise into the truth of who I am. That isn't necessarily about glamour or prestige or money, but that is the calling of my heart. That is the calling to be able to be a tool in the hands of the divine, to be used by God here on earth. But I have to be connected to know how to be used. Because otherwise it becomes just the games of my ego, or the games of whatever cultural indoctrination I've been subjected to. So I've got to be connected to a deep divine voice within me that speaks my truth, that's free of my fear, of my ego, of my ignorance. And then I have to have the courage to open my heart and to live that connection. May not be what's going to make the neighbors say, wow, you are such a great success, wish I could be like you. May not be something that puts us on the cover of a magazine or gets us the most likes on social media, or is exactly what our parents wanted to do or wanted us to do. But it's the truth of our hearts. And that takes both courage and connection, because the ego can very easily hijack that whole situation. Hijack your whole life. So that's why the connection is required, and then the courage is required. And when each of us lives really as vehicles and vessels for the divine flow on earth, then we live together in love, in oneness, in connection. There is no one to steal from, no one to harm, no one to cheat, no one to exploit. It's all us. And as Gandhiji said so beautifully, there's more than enough for everyone's need and never enough for anyone's greed. So when we live together as one, we live according to our collective need. When we live as separate, then we live according to the individual greed of a tiny, tiny, tiny percentage that is bringing about the suffering in the world for so many. So connect and have courage. Every one of us is the answer.